All right, welcome to the next slide in your success session. This is calories. So pretty important topic. First, we're going to talk about the law of thermodynamics. I'm sure you've heard of it, calories in versus calories out. So everybody is so concerned about calories and how many calories they burn. How many calories did you burn during our workouts? How many calories do you burn on the treadmill? All that stuff. And in my opinion, it really doesn't matter at all. Because if, basically how you gain or lose or maintain weight based on the law of thermodynamics is if calories out exceeds calories in, then weight is going to go down. If calories in exceeds calories out, then weight increases. And then if calories in equals calories out, then weight remains stable. If that was completely true, then wouldn't everybody who's ever dieted have the perfect body and they'd still be on the same diet? Okay. I ask you, have you ever been on a diet? Okay, answer that question. And now I ask you, are you still on that same diet? Okay, if you're not, then what was the reason you got off of it? Did you put any weight back on after you stopped that diet? Most likely, that is the case. That's the case in usually 95, 97, 98% of the cases. All right? We want to find lifestyle nutrition, which is what the ketogenic diet and the paleo diet and the primal diet and just whole foods diet, all it's doing is removing the bad stuff and putting in the good stuff. Okay? So, with calories as well, with weight as well, typically you don't want to lose any more than 2 pounds per week. Anything more than that is going to be water, and it's also going to be muscle. The exception would be if you're starting the ketogenic diet, because when you do start that, you are going to lose a lot of water, because when you're consuming a lot of carbohydrates, your body tends to hold on to salt and carbohydrates. Okay, giving you a bloated look, a bloated feel, and then when you start that, your body starts to excrete excess sodium and excess carbohydrates, so then you do lose water weight, but eventually it subsides, usually after the first week. Okay, but again, losing no more than 2 pounds per week, and 2 pounds per week depending on your weight. If you have more than 50 pounds or more to lose, it's okay to lose 3 pounds occasionally. But typically, anything more than 2 pounds per week is going to be excess water and excess muscle, which we do not want to lose lean muscle tissue. Okay, and weighing yourself, I would highly suggest not weighing yourself every day, and definitely do not do it first thing when you get up, because that is when you are the lightest. You have been fasting for hopefully at least 8 hours, and that's basically, in my opinion, cheating. At the very maximum, weigh yourself once a week, and I would suggest doing it once a month. And I would also highly suggest just throwing the scale away, because it doesn't really matter. It's just a number. It's not really important. Getting your body fat percentage is a lot more important, because if that's going down, then you know you're making progress. You're putting on lean muscle tissue and you're losing body fat, and that's what counts. The second way to measure weight loss: how do your clothes feel? Okay, so if you're fitting better into your clothes, that means you're losing inches. All right, and fat takes up a lot more room than muscle. All right, and muscle also burns more calories at rest, so you can be burning fat rather than storing fat. Okay, so moving on, calories, the great starvation diet. I did mention Ansel Keys. I refer to him as the Hitler of nutrition. And what he did do one good thing in his career, and that was the Great Starvation Diet. So 1944, he took 36 men, and for 12 weeks he fed them 3,200 calories. Then he put them on a 12-week starvation diet. The total amount of calories in this 12-week period was 1,570. All right, that is usually less than probably 95, 99% of the diets out there today. Most women won't be getting that amount of calories as well. Okay, the results were average weight dropped from 152 to 115, heart rate dropped from 55 to 35, and that was to preserve the metabolism. So remember, your metabolism's job is to keep you alive. Okay, 21% reduction in strength. They only had one bowel movement per week. You're supposed to have a minimum one per day. Mental decline and depression in every single one of them. Every one of them felt cold all the time, and it didn't matter how what they did to try and get warm. They always felt cold. They didn't feel skinny. They just felt other people looked fat, and that's the same mindset that anorexics have. And they were crungry all the time, so cranky and hungry, because most of the diet was also carbohydrate based. Okay, so the lesson from that is stop the low-calorie diet. It is destroying your metabolism. It is destroying your organs. It is destroying your brain. Okay, so every time you diet or consume or don't consume the calories that you need, that your body needs, you are destroying your organs, you are destroying your brain, and you are hurting your overall metabolism. You are hurting your fat loss. Your body cannot burn as much fat when you don't consume the right calories and the right nutrients. Okay? So remember, we eat on a cellular level. We are feeding our cells, but a lot of people don't feed their cells because they're not getting the vitamins, they're not getting the nutrients, minerals, enzymes, all the stuff that they need. And plus, they're eating a lot of carbohydrates, which is taking minerals out from the cells and also putting more fat into the body. Okay, so remember that what carbohydrates do, how carbohydrates make us fat, increase in blood sugar, increases insulin. You cannot be burning fat when those two are present. Finally, on calories is cravings. A lot of people have cravings throughout the day, and usually those cravings come up and they're wanting something sweet, salty, or sugary. Okay, you've probably so again, cravings. What happens when you give in to those cravings? Usually, it's for a sugary, sweet type of thing. Your brain lights up like a Christmas tree. It affects the same areas that cocaine, heroin, all the hard drugs, nicotine affects, and basically you keep giving into those cravings because you want that feeling again. It's a neurotransmitter high, so to speak. So, but if you just start feeding it fat and a little bit of protein, those cravings will start to diminish, and eventually they will go away. So that's the thing about cravings. Your body, your brain, and heart is always craving fat. More fat, the better. So this part, calories, I know it's going to be hard because you've been trained to think a certain way for so long. So again, set up your success session after your first workout, and we'll go over everything about nutrition that we can help you with, your goals and everything. So I'll see you on the next slide.